a truly terrible loss from your Detroit Pistons. They dropped to the worst team in the NBA, the Washington Wizards, on 3-1-3 day. They lose by 4 at home. Terrible loss. We'll break it down. Today's episode, Locked On Pistons podcast. Let's go.
You are Locked On Pistons, your daily Detroit Pistons podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's the deal? Welcome back to another episode of the Locked On Pistons podcast. Per usual, I'm your host, Khahil. You can find me over on Twitter at Khahil. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We're free and available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. There's another great way to support the podcast, and today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Later on, we'll talk about where was Ausar Thompson. Played 18 minutes in this game. We'll break down, or at least talk about, what could have been the reason for why Ausar Thompson wasn't played in this game, for real. And then we'll end the podcast with a slight positive, just so we don't have a full negative episode. Cade got to the line 21 times. We'll talk about how that happened. But the Pistons lose this game 129-125 to the Washington Wizards. I mean, absolutely unacceptable, horrible, unacceptable loss. Just absolutely, and on 3-1-3 day too. 3-1-3 day. They've been hyping up this 3-1-3 day stuff at Little Caesars Arena for years, and it just hasn't been able to stick. It just hasn't been able to click because the team just hasn't been that good. And then this year, finally, the team is playing extremely well. They have a big line outside 2 hours before the game even starts. They have a bunch of festivities going on. Everyone's hype. They got the seats glowing up every single time the Pistons score. You'd think this is going to be an easy win, and you're playing the worst team in the entire NBA on your 3-1-3 day, and you drop to the Washington Wizards. I don't know how you don't come out with the right amount of effort, energy to make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen, but it's absolutely, it can't happen. It just cannot happen. The Pistons scored 125 points. You should be able to win a game scoring 125 points. Their defense just was non-existent in this game. They just decided not to play defense in this game. Pistons up by 1, 40 seconds left in the game. Chris Middleton and Alex Sarr run a pick and roll at the top of the key. Alex Sarr ends up wide open underneath the basket for a wide open dunk. Miscommunication happening with 40 seconds left against the Washington Wizards, with all due respect to Chris Middleton, the old version of Chris Middleton and rookie Alex Sarr. You have a fumble on defense during that and gives them the lead. How does that happen? How does that happen? You force a late shot clock attempt with around 20 seconds left in the game. Force a late shot clock attempt. Play good defense for a possession finally. And then you give up a long offensive rebound. How do you get beat to that? How do you get beat to an offensive rebound on this day against this team at such an important time for the Detroit Pistons? How? The Milwaukee Bucks played the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. Remember, it was a 3-way tie for the 4th seed, really. The Pistons went out in a game that they had to win, lost, while Milwaukee goes out and handles their business against the Los Angeles Lakers. So now the Bucks, I should say, will move ahead of the Detroit Pistons. The Pacers didn't play, so they ended up getting a W on a date they didn't even have to win or have to play. They play the Sixers tomorrow. That'll probably be an easy win for them. So the Pistons are now going to fall behind the Pacers and the Bucks because they couldn't handle their business against the worst team in the entire NBA. The Washington Wizards shot 40% from deep, or 44% from deep. They made 23s. Majority of them were wide open. The team as a whole shot 48% from the field. Take a guess at how many players the Wizards had in double figures in this game. Marcus Smart with 15, Kispert with 14, Bub Carrington with 16, Jordan Poole with 17, Alex Sarr with 19, Chris Middleton with 16, Champagnie with 17. And George had 9. He hit 2 big threes at the end of this game. Every single player that played for the Wizards went out there and busted the Pistons. This is the worst team in the NBA. When we were just talking about, I just wrote an article like a week and a half ago talking about how the Pistons are doing the easy part, which is handling your business and not losing games you're not supposed to. They've been fantastic at that over the last few months. Anytime they go against a team they really should win against, they've destroyed them. And the Pistons, this should let you know, Natalie went on the broadcast. We had Natalie on the podcast, the sideline reporter for FanDuel Sports Network. She went onto the broadcast. Pistons were down by 5. They were still favored by 8.5 in the second half. They were still favored by 8.5, down 5. That's how easy of a win this should have been for the Detroit Pistons. I just can't comprehend how you lose this game with how important. They know how important these games are. You're in a dogfight right now for the 4th seed, an absolute dogfight. So now you drop this game to Washington, and coming up you got OKC on Saturday now. So instead of going into OKC on a 2-game win streak, 3-game win streak, feeling good, and if you drop to OKC, you can say, okay, lost to the best team in the league. It is what it is. It's just one loss. We're good. Instead of doing that, now you're going to walk into OKC, probably take a second straight loss. OKC is arguably the best team in the league. It's going to be a hard game to win against them. Pistons will not be favored at all to beat OKC. Now if you lose to the best team in the league, now you're on a 2-game losing streak, and now you're really pinched. In a time when there's only 15 games left in the season, every game matters. When you're in this close of a battle for the 4th seed, every single game matters. The gimme games matter. You cannot lose a game to the 14-win Washington Wizards. You just cannot do that. Here are some of the teams the Pistons have to play before the end of the year now. The Thunder, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Thunder again, the Grizzlies, the 2-seeded Grizzlies, the Knicks, and then the Bucks twice. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of their final 15 games being against teams that are in the top 3 of their conference. 9 including the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are tied right now for 6th. But the Timberwolves are playing a really good basketball right now. Those are the teams you have now coming up. So being able to handle your business against teams like the Washington Wizards is a must. It's an absolute must. And we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about Cade's free throws later at the end of the podcast because that was a bright spot. Cade being able to get to the free throw line. We'll break down how he was able to do it and how that can help his game in the future. We'll talk about it. But Cade shot 9 of 25 from the field. You shoot 21 free throws in the game, you make 20, you should have 50 points, close to 50, if not 50. He shot 0 of 7 from deep. His three-point shot has escaped him over the last few weeks. His pull-up three-point percentage, last I checked, earlier today, was around 31% off dribble threes. Just hasn't been great. Has fallen. It's escaped him over the last few weeks. That is a part of his game he absolutely needs a part of his game. And he was 0 of 7 from deep tonight. Cade has an efficient night from the floor, not the free throw line. He has an efficient night from the floor. The Pistons win this game. They do. They shoot 10 of 30 from beyond the arc. They shoot better from there, you win this game. There's no reason in living hell that you should shoot 43 free throws in one game. The Pistons shot 43 free throws. They had 37 made threes. They had more made free throws. They had more made free throws than the Washington Wizards had attempted. And you lose the game still. The Wizards only had 27 free throws attempted. The Pistons had 16 more free throws attempted and you lose this game. There's no way. There's no way. You can't lose that game. They have 12 turnovers. The Pistons had 12 turnovers in this game. You can't lose that game. You can't. They just didn't give effort defensively. They allowed a poor offense or a poor overall basketball team to the Washington Wizards to dominate them on the offensive side of the floor. They gave up wide open 3 after wide open 3 after wide open 3. And they allowed too many offensive rebounds. 10 offensive rebounds in this game for the Washington Wizards as well. The Wizards just straight up out hustled the Pistons in this game. And again, it's just shocking that we're saying this on a day that is 3-1-3 day. That was made such a big deal by everybody in the building. You'd think that this would 100% be a game you'd want to win for your fans. And the place was packed. The crowd was going crazy. You'd think that this would be a game you'd want to see the Pistons, that the Pistons would want to win badly for their fans. Remove the fandom part out of it. They need these wins. They need them. They need these wins. Can't be giving up these type of games when you're in this much of a battle with the Bucks and the Pacers, and the Bucks just took care of the Lakers. And the schedule the Pistons have is the third hardest schedule in the Eastern Conference the rest of the way. Just can't drop this game. Can't drop it. Just cannot. Absolutely unacceptable loss. Unacceptable loss. Hopefully they can bounce back. The season's not over because they lost this game, but it damn sure is an unacceptable loss. Can't have it. The worst team in the league, guys. The worst team in the NBA just came on your floor, on your day, and beat you. Can't happen. Just cannot happen. Where was Ausar Thompson, by the way? You want talk about the team scoring 129 points. You want to know who would be a good defender to stop that? Your best defender on the roster. Where was Ausar? He played 18 minutes. Where was he? March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, and even who's cutting down the nets. Picking my favorites, I've got my eye on a few $100 this year, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. With tournament games happening almost every day, there's always something exciting to bet on. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly. No waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all season long with FanDuel. Again, head over to FanDuel.com, and new customers get $200 in bonus bets whenever your first $5 bet wins. Again, visit FanDuel.com to check in today. So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. That's another great way to support the podcast. The Washington Wizards dropped 129 points. They had 30 assists. Shot 44% from deep, 48% from the field. And yet, Ausar Thompson played 18 minutes in this game. 18 minutes. He didn't play a singular minute in the fourth quarter. A singular minute in the fourth quarter. Your team cannot get a stop. Your team cannot get a stop for the life of them. You're going against the worst team in the NBA, and you still can't get a stop. The lineup that you're running out there is Cade, it's THJ, Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren. Who is the big time defender in that lineup? Who in that lineup are teams worried about going after on the offensive end? Who is it? Who is it? Because all I see is easy food. All I see is easy dribble penetration. All I see is constant rotations being made and open threes happening because you can't stop dribble penetration. All I see is constant paint touches. All I see are wide open threes given up. All I see are a bunch of defensive breakdowns, especially one with 40 seconds left in the game. Actually, I take that back. Ausar did check in the fourth quarter for a free throw to make sure they get a rebound on a free throw. Outside of that, Ausar Thompson did not touch this floor. It was about 5 games ago we were told that Ausar Thompson had his 30-minute restriction taken off. Now, in these other games previously, Ausar didn't play 30 minutes because it looked like he was in foul trouble. Or it's not look like, he was in foul trouble. So we assume, we make the reasoning that the reason why Ausar Thompson didn't play 30 minutes in those games is because he was in foul trouble. So, again, I'm recording this right after the game. So let me just real quickly go through all the beat writers' Twitters. Literally, this is like 10 minutes after the game. Let's just make sure that JB didn't come out and he said that Ausar Thompson got hurt or something. Let me just make sure. I just want to make sure yeah, I don't see nothing. Don't see anything signaling that there was any other decision but the fact they just simply didn't want to play him. Yeah, nothing. I don't see nothing. Okay, so there's no excuse. Absolute zero excuse. I'm going to tell you this right now. This season has gone great. And this game is not season ending. This game right here is not going to end your season. It's not, time to burn everything down. That's not what this is. But I will say this. There is a very quick way. There's a very quick way to upset me. And it's to make decisions like this that truly make no sense to me. I can't really understand what the reason even could be. The other team, you cannot stop on defense. You just can't. They could not stop them defensively. And your best defender is sitting on the bench with 18 minutes in the game. Or with 18 minutes played. Why? Why was he not played? Why was he not played? If we really want to get into it with the Ausar, there's some other things going on that I really don't like seeing at all either. The last few, before a week and a half ago, Ausar was being used as a ball handler. He was being used as a point guard at times. He was running the offense at times. He was getting pick and rolls. He was getting opportunities to slash to the rim. Now, I was just talking about this with a bunch of Pistons fans at the game. Now he's just roaming the baseline. The last week and a half, all he's been doing is just roaming the baseline. He's had no on-ball reps. He's had no pick and roll reps. He's had no real slashing attempts. Everything from Ausar has been either transition, catching a lob, or roaming the baseline, hoping for a dump off, hoping for a putback. Why? What's going on? Why is the offense all of a sudden becoming so vanilla? Because this was not how they were playing during this hot streak. This was not what was happening. Cade wasn't fantastic. He was. Cade's been fantastic. Cade's been had the ball in his hands a lot. That is true. But during this hot streak, they were playing so well. Yes, their defense was great. But they also had unlocked something by putting the ball in not just Jalen Duren's hand, but also in Ausar Thompson's hands. And allowing them to go playmake. Allowing them to take some of that pressure off of Cade and create offense themselves. And we were finally starting to see what I had been asking about for Ausar Thompson since they drafted him with the 5th overall pick, when they finally started to use him as a point guard some. They started to finally utilize his playmaking. And just like last episode, when we talked about how if you just look, you want the most basic way to explain this, just look at his assist numbers the last few games. We talked about this last episode. Guess how many assists he had in this game? 1 assist. He had 1 assist in this game. Again, we'll just look through his assist numbers. Before this last week and a half, I'm going to read you guys his assist numbers over the last month. 3, 4, 3, 6, 4, 4, 7, 4, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. He had the ball in his hands a ton. He was being trusted to create. You want to know how many times? Look, along with these assist numbers, his point totals. 17, 13, 13, 10, 14, 19, 16, 16, 14, 13, 13, 12, 14. It was working. They were using him on ball a lot more. It was working. He was producing. The offense was looking better. You were taking pressure off of Cade. Cade wasn't having to do everything. And again, it wasn't just Ausar. Jalen Duren also was taking up some of the on-ball reps. But now, over the last week and a half, Ausar has been relegated to just Hamidou Diallo. That's like what he's been relegated to. And Hamidou Diallo is not what this team needs. If they want Hamidou Diallo, he's free out there. He's a free agent. Go sign him. But this isn't what he is. And then not only are you not utilizing him offensively all of a sudden, not only is he just in the dunker spot the entire game now, not only is he not having the ball in his hands, not only is he's not even running transitions. He's not even the one pushing transition anymore, like we were saying during this stretch. Now he just basically is nothing. He's just a dunk man. That's all it is now. Not only is it that, then you don't even utilize his defense. In a game that you give up 129 points and you play your worst defenders in the entire fourth quarter, that you cannot stop the worst team in the NBA. You played the worst defenders on your team. THJ, one of your worst defenders on the team. Malik Beasley, one of the worst defenders on your team. Tobias Harris, God love him. He gives his effort, but not a good defender. JD, he's made improvements, but he doesn't look like the same type of defender when Ausar Thompson's not on the floor. And Cade Cunningham, God love him, but he gave up 2 late closeout threes to George. Lazy off-ball defense. The guys that JB Bickerstaff decided to have on the floor in a game that you could not get a stop are your worst defenders on the team. While your best defender is sitting on the bench with 18 minutes played with only 3 fouls. The guy who once he was inserted to the starting lineup changed everything. Now he's just been relegated to Hamidou Diallo on offense, and now you're not even utilizing him defensively in a game like this. How? There's no reasoning for this. Just in case you missed the last episode, by the way, I know I hinted at his assist numbers lately. I should have said what his assist numbers lately are during this stretch we're talking about. Over the last week and a half, these are his assist numbers in a game. 1, 0, 2, 1, 1. And again, let me just say it again. This is right after a good month stretch of assist numbers like 3, 4, 3, 6, 4, 4, 7, 4, 5, 3, 3, 5, 3. Along with him having 15 plus points multiple times, him scoring in double figures almost every single game. Now over the last week and a half, he's not, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. The players didn't show up in this game. They didn't give the max amount of effort. But JB Bickerstaff, this is one of the, there probably are some other games, but this is the game that comes to my head quickly where I'm just like, dude, JB Bickerstaff's decisions, they hurt this team. It hurt this team in this game. And the way he's been utilizing Ausar is hurting this team as well. Over the last week and a half, the way he's utilizing Ausar and his decision-making to not play him at all in the fourth quarter is just mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling. They couldn't get a stop. It's the Wizards. You gave up 33 points to the Wizards in the fourth quarter. I don't get it. I'm trying to think of a reasoning outside of the only reasoning I can come up with. Ausar was hurt. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of. And of course, man, just to add, put a cherry on top, of course this has to happen the day after or 2 days after Shaq calls the team boring and everyone goes to the defense of the Pistons. And then what the reward they give is to lose to the Wizards. Of course, now we're all going to look bad. now we're all going to look bad. Shaq calls the Pistons boring. We all go to the defense of them. Everyone's batting for the Pistons. And then they lose to the Wizards. Now, I guarantee Shaq's going to have a smart-ass Instagram post now about this. Oh, my God. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys are feeling. I don't get this one. I don't get it. But coming up, I guess we'll end on a positive note. Cade got to the free throw line 21 times. I want to talk about how he did it and how it can help his game when we come back. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you just stop managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery. Trust me, that DoorDash was killing me. Now I budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing your money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year with Monarch Money. So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review. Whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, there's another great way to support the podcast. The one positive to come out of this game, the one positive, I mean literally the only positive I'm taking from here, is that Cade ended up with 21 free throws in this game. This is by far a career-high free throw attempts for Cade. By far. In a game that he shot 9 of 25, 36% from the field. Shot 0% from 3 on 7 attempts. On a game like that, he ends with a 55.5 true shooting percentage. which is just below league average efficiency. So despite the fact that he shot like bleep from the field, he still was able to make it out having an efficient game. That is what stars do. That is what the superstars do. I mean, you guys know the names I'm going to name. SGA, Brunson, Harden, all the high usage, Luka, all the high usage ball handling guards. They get to the free throw line, and when they are struggling from the field, when they are struggling to get going from the field, they get to the free throw line, and they get to the free throw line a lot. And Cade did that for the first time ever to this extent in this game against Washington. And I really, really, really wanted them to pull out this win so we could talk more about this. I would have led the podcast off with this because I think this truly is a huge deal for the Pistons if Cade can start doing this. Now, I know that there's a bunch of Pistons fans and there's a bunch of NBA fans out there that apparently have this that have this belief that free throws are for losers, and if you get to the free throw line, if you draw free throws, you are a loser, and you know what, you're not actually that good. Let's just keep it real. Do I want to sit back and watch a basketball game where someone shoots 40 free throws in a game? No. Would I rather not see that? Yes. I would rather not see that. Do you want to win basketball games? That would be my simple question. Do you want to win basketball games? Do you want your star player to be one of the best players in the league? Then this has to happen. Like, you have to get to the free throw line. Are there more fun plays to see than free throws? Yes. Would you rather see some dunks? Would you rather see some crazy threes, some nice step-back middies? Yeah, I mean, everyone would rather see those. But getting to the free throw line is a damn must. You have to get to the free throw line. You have to get to the free throw line a lot. You just have to. And if you're not going to sell calls, if you're not going to grift, if you're not going to flop, then you are simply just trying to appeal to fans instead of winning basketball games, because you are not going to win like that. It's just as simple as that. That's what the NBA is. You have to get to the free throw line. And by the way, it's always been like this. If you are a high-level scorer, if you're a high-usage guard, it's always been like this. You have to get to the free throw line. If you can't get to the free throw line, you will not be a good enough player. It's always been like this. And for people that try to tell me, no, it hasn't. Back in the 90s, back in my day, we didn't take free throws. Let me just tell you guys what Michael Jordan averaged from the free throw line for over an 8-year stretch. 12 free throws, 10.5 free throws, 9.8, 8.5, 8.2, 7.4, 7.3, 8.0, 8.0, 8.8. Michael Jordan got to the free throw line a bleep ton. It's been like this forever, that you have to get to the free throw line. So if Cade's able to do this, it will change the Pistons' offense, and it will change his offense. He has to get to the free throw. And this really will come through in the playoffs, where the game slows down. You can't get out in transition as much, which is where the Pistons love to live at. They love to live in fast break situations. They love to live in transition. The game slows down in the playoffs. You have to have an efficient half-court offense. And one of the best ways to get a half-court efficient offense, yes, you have to make shots, but also get free points from the line. You have to be able to do it. You ever wonder why? If you ever wonder how Cade can shoot nearly 47% from the free throw line over the last 2 months, he can shoot 36% from deep, shoot 90% from the free throw line, still not be a crazy efficiency on the level of SGA and all these other guys, because he doesn't get to the free throw line as much as them. So now I want to talk about, now that I've got out the way that he has to do this has to be part of this game, I want to talk about how he did it tonight. So a lot of times he had a lot of swipe ups. He had a lot of rip throughs. With a low pickup point, which is what we've been asking for, I've been asking for a ton, he's ripping through a ton. He's showing his hands, he's showing his arms, showing the ball, and ripping up through defenders' arms on his way to drives, and getting free throws that way. That's been great. Cade, over the last few weeks, has been trying to get these bump calls. And when I say bump calls, if you watch the rest of the NBA, again, all these other guards do it. When you're driving to the basket, if you even get a step, even a little bit of a step on your defender, and they try to cut you off, you're going to get bumped. If you played basketball, if you played basketball at any point of your life, if you get a step on somebody, they're immediately going to try to catch up to you, cut you off, and that will be a bump. You will get bumped. Now, whether you can sell that bump enough to get a foul call is on you. Some players just try to fight through it. Okay. But the best guards know how to really use or grift and sell that call and get free throws out of it. And Cade did a really better job in this game of when he gets bumped on drives, really selling it. There was one drive he was driving to his left, Marcus Smart bumped him, and he went to a complete fade. Like, as soon as he felt the bump, fell backwards, fade away, pull up midi, got the free throws. That's the kind of thing he has to do. Because Cade plays through a lot of physicality. And it's not like Cade, and look, again, we all love Cade. I just talked about in the last episode, I think he's all-NBA second team. However, it's not like Cade's the best finisher in the league. Cade struggles finishing at the rim right now. So playing through that physicality and just for ethics, to be an ethical scorer, and just to get to the rim and have tough finishes all the time where you're not finishing at the most efficient level, it isn't smart. It isn't smart. So don't play through the physicality. Sell the physical. Let me reword that. You need to play physical, yes. But when you get bumped, when guys are getting physical with you, don't allow them to just get physical with you. Sell the calls. Grift. Sell the bumps. Rip through. Show your hands. Scream when you get hit. He was doing all that in this game tonight. He was selling calls all night. All night. And if he had shot better from the field, this would have been a historic night from Cade. Like, if Cade just shoots 3 of 7 from deep, and he shoots instead like 14 of 25 from the floor, he's at like 50, 60 points in this game. This would have been a historic night for Cade if he just shot well from the floor. But nonetheless, I just hope that he starts to get this kind of respect from the refs, getting to the free throw line. I hope he continues to sell calls this way. He continues to sell bump calls. He continues to go to that low pickup point and rip through consistently over and over on drives. One of the best ways to get big men in foul trouble, by the way, as well, is once you get to the rim, instead of going up like this, like one of the common, I say like this for those of you guys listening to the podcast, just going straight up with your arms off a drive often gets you, you can finish that way, but you're not going to get many calls that way. As soon as you get to the rim, drop defenders there, big man's there, swipe up through their chest, through the side of their chest, because they're going to go straight up. But at the end of them going straight up, they always try to put their arms up or forward. They always try to go for the ball. So all you have to do is just extend your arms, which Cade did this to Ausar at least 3 times tonight. Gets to the rim, and instead of just going straight up, he extends his arms all the way out and rips up through the guy's arms because he knows every big man, especially a rookie big man, is not going to stay all the way straight up verticality throughout the entire process. They always bring their arms down a little bit to try to get a last-second contest, and as soon as you do that, just rip your arms up, you get a foul. So I thought Cade did a great job tonight getting to the free throw line. Wish he shot better. The Pistons probably would have won if he shot better. But getting to the free throw line, this was big, and I hope he continues to get this respect, and he continues to do this good of a job selling calls, selling contact, selling physicality, selling the bumps. Hope he continues to do that. So that's all I've got for you guys today, though. This is a horrible loss. I can't believe they lost this game on 3-1-3 day. I'm kind of still in shock. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Comment section down below or over on Twitter at Khahil. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen every single day. Free and available on all your podcast platforms. Hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. Check out the playback room. You want to watch some Piston game with us. Check out the Substack. I'll link them both down below for you. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Stay safe out there. Till next time, peace out.